Blackheart.
There it is. It's live, and so are we
Yeah.
on this.
Oh, we're real?
We're real. We're real boys. Just like Pinocchio and Geppetto and etc. etc. Happy MuMaMo, everyone.
Our favorite holiday.
Indeed. Pope says you guys would have this stream after my big holiday adventure.
Oh, sorry, Pope.
Should have waited for us.
You should have waited.
We're festive. You should have known. Should have known us.
Yeah.
Right?
I hope it was a good adventure, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to tell us all about it, Pope. We want to hear. We want to hear about your ideas. Before we launch, I will admit to this. I have a bit of a cold. RC, good to see you, my friend. And so my energy might be either really kind of low or weird, or lowly
Or
weird.
low and weird.
Yeah.
Lowly weird.
Lowly and weird. A good MuMaMo unto you. MuMaMo, of course, stands for Mutants and Masterminds Monday. And I'm your disembodied pal, Troy, and I get to hang out, gosh, nearly pert near, as my Grammy would say, pert near every stinking Monday with... Oh, before I do that, do you enjoy my tree topper art that I found? My beautiful
Right.
snowflake?
Beautiful silver snowflake.
Where do you find those silver snowflakes? I want to find one. A whole bunch of them.
Martial arts studios and head shops, mostly.
I love it. That, of course, being Steve Kinson. And that, of course, being Alex Thomas. Sorry, Alex. Surprise! You're on
Right.
camera.
Warn us when you're going to do that.
Yeah. So, it's the holiday season, as you can tell by the music. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, talk about being lowly and weird. I'm going to let it hang out in the background, folks. Let me know if you can hear that beautiful music. RC talks about Pope's Happy Chrysler, Merry Christmas. RC says, I thought that it went well, Pope. Joe Rogan droids and all. Joe Rogan droids.
Rogandroids.
Whoa. Rogue androids. Yeah.
Are they Rogue androids or are they Joe Rogan droids? Or are they Joe Rogan steroids? Okay, Apuk says groovy, festive, synth pop. Sure. We can tell it's festive time from
Right.
Alex's shirt.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I did that on purpose.
He's a Christmas
Wow.
lumberjack. You can't see me right now, but I'm a fine red and green mist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I smell really good. Steve and Alex are Pope, get out of here. Pope says Steve and Alex are pronouncing it right.
Mm-hmm.
Rogaine droids. Okay. Very hairy droids. Yeah, thank you.
Mm.
So today we're talking about creating a winter wonder holiday
Mm-hmm.
epic
Holiday
sort of-
adventures.
holiday adventure for sorry, I had to turn that off. For your table. And we did talk. Steve said I say we asked this out to the chat as well, so they can
Right.
contribute. Please, no Rogaine droids. But if we were gonna do a Hallmark holiday adventure,
Mhm.
what would that hero situation look like? Steve's
Right.
ideas were brilliant. I'm trying not to laugh because I'll start to cough. But Alex,
Right.
you also participated in some Christmas. You made some Christmas magic. So we
Yeah.
are so full of the holiday spirit that we're just, tinsel's coming out of every Christmas hole.
We're certainly full of something.
Yeah, indeed.
It might be cough syrup, or maybe he's born with it. Let's see. Claude says holiday game name Terminus and Tinsel. Okay, I like that.
Mm.
I like that a lot.
Christmas in the Terminus has got to be something special.
Right.
Well, what would that look like?
Sad.
Right.
That's where the Grinch would go to feel like maybe I'm not
Yeah.
so grumpy.
Right?
Right. For a little
I don't know.
comparative
Freedom
analysis.
Eagle throws a pretty good party. I can get behind that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I wonder if we should do a little bit of housekeeping first. Yeah? You think?
Sure.
It's a good idea.
Okay. Okay. Let's do
Make things
this
tidy.
first. Yeah, we like to keep our MuMaMo portal clean and unclogged with great ideas. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, you all will be very excited to hear that Green Thumb Blackheart is launched upon the Roll20 website right now. It's live, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm just madly clicking. But to share that, and before I get that up though, let's talk about what Green Thumb Blackheart is.
So Green Thumb Blackheart is an adventure that I wrote for Astonishing Adventures that features the Green Man and his lovely brides of the green, um, involved in a scheme that the player characters sort of stumble across due to some unexpected side effects. And leads them into an investigation of some strange goings on that tie into, interestingly enough, a college football team of all things.
Really?
Mm,
As I live and breathe.
right?
Well, here we go.
And it is not the Green Man's hatred of AstroTurf. I can tell you that.
I see. Yeah, yeah. Well, I love this. It's $5.99, and it has got tokens. It has got, what does it have in here? Let's take a look. It's got new NPC and villain tokens. It's ready to go using the official M&M sheet, which you've all seen and are into. Okay, so it's 4 to 6 PL10 heroes.
Mm-hmm.
It can be adjusted up or down.
Yep. We have some advice in the adventure about doing just that.
Nice. Easily set anywhere on Earth Prime or in your own setting, like your backyard.
Yep. It has some Freedom City specific locations in it, but pretty easy to adapt so far as that goes.
I dig it.
And
I dig it a great deal.
Apuk, although drugs are bad, the Green Man reminds us that plant-based supplements are good for our health.
I think I know a Freedom City football team that would disagree.
Truth. Truth indeed. RC says, and I love seeing y'all keep doing more VTT stuff. Yeah, there's plenty more to come. We've got
Indeed.
Fantasy Age stuff coming up this Thursday, so keep your eyes peeled if you are a Fantasy Age fan, which I'm certain everybody in this chat and listening is, and we'll provide links and all kinds of good stuff. I also wanted to take the time to share something else, and that is, did everyone know that we have a sale going on right now? Because you don't want to miss it. It
Right?
is 20% off everything, nearly everything in the Green Ronin store. But also, this mega bundle is out of control. I haven't checked on the status of things, and I will shortly, but we're selling it both on the store and on Drive-Thru RPG, our very dear friends over there. And last I checked, we were copper. Have we made it up to what's the next? I think it's tinsel is the next.
Right. I think silver's next.
Yeah, it's and here's
Like the
here,
tinsel.
it's
Yeah,
yeah,
tinsel comes in silver.
Mm-hmm.
it does indeed. The PDF mega bundle is basically 3.0 and 3.1,
3.5.
3.5. I mean,
Yeah.
PDFs, over 70 of them for $30. Now the bundle's going to stick around. We'll keep it, but you're going to pay a lot more than $30, like a lot more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Like-
an introductory price.
That's right. And so you're going to want to check that out. You want to head over to greenroninstore.com. You will find this bundle, as well as pert near everything, as Grammy used to say.
Pert near.
RC says, Troy, I can keep buying things from your fantastic set. Oh, can't. Sorry, I see that now.
Can't.
You corrected me.
No,
Cannot.
he said can first.
I see.
That means
Yeah,
it's
Right.
and I
true.
believe,
Right.
now, Alex, in the laws of contractual obligation via internet
Hmm.
communication, he's
You
pretty much
only
on the
get one
hook.
chance.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, no asterisk, correction will do. Yeah, so that's what's going on in the store. People are really, really taking advantage in a good way because we set it up
Mm-hmm.
so. So get in
Oh,
there
we are
and
silver on drive-through. Yay.
Ooh.
silver, nice. That is fantastic. Do enjoy that news. So get on over there and take it to gold. I believe does it go? It might go silver, then electrum,
Yeah.
then
I believe it does go
adamantium,
electrum and then gold and then eventually
then like
mithril and adamantium, something
yeah, I
like
think
that.
you're right. Something like that. Yeah, yeah. Um, you got time? Listen, that as a digital stocking stuffer, you well, you're gonna need a
Right?
bigger sock. That's all I'm saying. So with that out of the way, get you some love over on Roll 20. Pick up the Mega Bundle, the third era Mega Bundle. Check out, and it really is 20% off anything, off everything, nearly everything. RC, you can pick up a new shirt if you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Though, don't tell RC, but I think I'm going to send him a
Right.
shirt.
We don't want to impoverish your family, RC.
We
We
don't.
encourage you at this festive time of the year to encourage all of your friends and players to buy you things.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
That's the trick.
No,
Reward your game
RC.
master today. That is my it's my
Right?
advice to you.
Well, and when you got a
For
handsome
those
character
hero
like
points
RC,
tomorrow.
where that's right. That's exactly right. But when you got a handsome character like RC wearing a green Ronin, coffee Ronin
Mm-hmm.
shirt
Right?
out into the world, I mean that's good advertising.
That
So
is so clearly, well worn and loved.
yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So we don't necessarily want to replace that one, but I'm going to send you one. I'm going to send you one just out of the kindness of my heart because you're a pal. Because you're a pal. Um, The other thing as well is that it's not really so much a shirt as it is like a wrap, like a cling wrap that you kind of have to wear sort of snugly, and you can say wear it at your next Christmas adventure,
Mm-hmm.
or Christmas engagement, digital or physical, which is what we're
Right?
talking about right now, right?
Claude, I agree. You do need to get a Johnny Rocket shirt. Actually, I need to get a Johnny Rocket shirt because I don't have
Yeah,
one yet.
we do need to get you one. They're very good. That's a very cool collection of
Right?
shirts. Here's something.
Oh, is there a
Are
Daedalus
you?
one? I want a Daedalus shirt.
There's
Yeah.
not, but you want one?
I want one. I mean,
Okay.
just because I want one doesn't mean we need to make it happen. But
Yeah, I think it is actually a reason why we need to make it happen.
I think it really is. Yeah, I mean, I've got my Arctic Fox socks
Right?
shirt. No, I'm kidding.
they will keep you warm through cold winter.
Yes.
Will keep you very, very safe. It's good time.
That's right.
Right. But really, the question is, where is the Bowman shirt?
I know. I was just literally, I set my
Hmm.
watch, tick, 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 and the clock went off and said, "Where is the Bowman shirt?"
Right.
Arctic Fox shirt, Corey
We do
says.
need we need a proper Bowman brigade, shirt.
We do. I think you're right. I think you're right. So here's what we'll say.
I will say that I
Yes,
have
say
snuck a Bowman Brigade reference into the Handelabra game that's coming out soon.
it.
Mm,
That's right. Hey, how did that
true.
stream go?
That was
It was so
fun.
much fun.
I sure like
We
those
won
candelabra peeps. You won.
I blew
barely, but we
myself up
did.
as Daedalus.
What we're
Yes.
talking about is thank you. Jonesy is dropping links left and right. Sean says that third era mega bundle is quite amazing.
Isn't it
Thank you
though?
for
I
saying so.
mean, it's a lot of stuff.
Hot Rod and Romeo's. Wait, what? That scares me. I'm not sure why I'm saying that. But to
Remember, Troy, read to yourself before you read
I
out
know,
loud.
right? They're gonna get me. Someone's gonna get me, and that person will win a prize, and that prize will be banishment. Um, but think about shirts that you like, friends. Don't limit it to just mutants and masterminds, though
Hmm.
that's important.
Right.
Oh, right, Johnny Rocket, Hot Rod and Romeo's. Gotcha. Um, that shirt's pretty
Johnny
epic.
Rocket used to have a restaurant too, but they closed the one down
Hmm.
near me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to have one here in Seattle too. Lots of singing, lots of well, it started out very song and dancey, and then kind of
Yeah.
they
Much
kind of
less
gave
so.
that up. Yeah, much less song and dancey,
Hmm.
a lot more indigestiony.
Yeah.
But the other thing I was going to say, gentlemen, is that we're planning a holiday sort of encounter, or
Mm.
making suggestions for holiday encounters. Uh, I am still stuck in this world. I can see the lot, that the
Hmm.
back lot at Warner Brothers, where the fake snow is falling and there's this thing is
Hmm.
unraveling before you. It's the Hallmark holiday, villain meets the your description before we started, Steve, was just chef's kiss. But in the chat, talk to us rather about your what would that Hallmark holiday adventure look like? What are some hallmarks of a Hallmark holiday adventure? And then, what are some other ideas and things that we've got cooking? And we'll go from there.
All right. Fair enough.
So hear that jing ring jingling jing
At-
jing jingling too.
That's the
I
typing.
mean, it depends. It depends so much when you're doing a holiday adventure whether you want to go for something that is really sort of whimsical and change of pace, um, or you want to do something that's a little more serious and in line with whatever the style of your game may be. So far as that goes, it's you've got a lot of options where that's concerned,
Mhm.
because one of the great things, as we keep emphasizing, about the superhero genre is literally anything is possible. You want
Right.
the characters to literally meet Santa Claus, they can.
Mhm.
You
If you
want Santa
want,
to be your supervillain?
you want the literal three ghosts from A Christmas Carol to show up in an adventure, they can.
Right.
If you want pretty much anything involving any winter holiday whatsoever to happen, it can.
Mhm.
Right. I like Aaron says there has to be an anti-holiday curmudgeon somewhere. Yeah.
I'm sure there is.
Someone whose
Doc
heart
anti-holiday.
that's
Right.
right. Whose heart gets unthawed by the end.
That was
Well,
one thing that I asked my players before we started our Christmas special was what Christmas lesson do you want to learn as a character over the next 5 weeks?
That's excellent.
I
Not that
love
this is
that.
ever going to come up, but just out of
No.
curiosity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what can you share what lessons were to be learned or are being learned?
Yeah, there are I should have had this note open. That would have made sense.
Yeah.
But there's a few lessons that our heroes have volunteered to learn. Um, one of them is Jonesy in particular said his character has more in common with Scrooge than anyone else in the group, and he wants to learn that maybe the power of friendship is better than being a snobby loner.
Mm.
Yes, I like that. I
Or
like that.
another character, Minerva, wants to come to terms with her new life and try to reconcile her life as a golem with her old life from before she was murdered, and go back to reconnect with the family she left behind now that she's come to terms with her new body and her new form,
Hmm.
and try to come back for Christmas.
I like that. I like that. I also like that you asked the question. That
Hmm.
seems very. It's very sort of. Uh, it's not something that I don't know what my answer would be. Like I'm trying to think of what the Christmas lesson will be. As a result of this program.
Yeah.
Right.
What would
And
Domo want to learn from Christmas?
From Christmas.
I think Domo would be absolutely Domo, of course, being my robot that wants to be human desperately, or thinks that it
Hmm.
wants to be human. But is weird, just weirdo. I think that Domo would want to learn I think Domo would be especially excited about giving gifts and
Mm-hmm.
seeing and eliciting positive emotional
Yep.
reaction from folks.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what that how to be
Yeah.
more human during the holidays.
I mean, you could have a whole, if you have a superhero team, you can have a whole adventure based around, the team's secret Santa list and what happens when one of their arch enemies hacks their secret Santa, and, which of these secret Santa gifts is actually, a deadly trap.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh no,
Right.
it's a
Yeah.
plant that makes me live my greatest visions.
Right? I mean, it could, be, and the players can have a lot of fun just with, what would your character get this character as a Christmas gift or a holiday gift?
Mm-hmm.
Stan joins and says Domo wants to learn the magic of eggnog.
Mm.
I like that. So there are so many good ideas. I'm seeing good idea thievery going on in the chat, and we encourage that
Hmm.
actively. So that's great.
Yeah. Oranon has a great talking about how a friend is running a holiday themed body swap adventure of,
Oh,
literally characters walking a mile in each other's shoes.
that's great. I love that. That is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Sometimes all you need to do is make it a holiday game. To make it a holiday game is to fight the evil mall Santas. That's right.
Hmm.
Speaking of evil Santas, was that last year or the year prior?
That was in July. Well, so we did
Yes.
an adventure with them in July, but we created them last year.
Right.
Ye-
We did
the three
we did
different.
Evil Christmas in July for the Santas.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah. We'll.
And we threw in the
I know
John Carpenter Santa as a free extra surprise for the people who were there.
that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Now wait a minute. No, we did the three. We commissioned Stan to do the three bad Santas
Hmm.
for Christmas
Hmm.
before July, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah. We created them
Yes.
last holiday, and
Last
then we
That's
had
it.
last
Okay,
winter.
gotcha,
actual
gotcha.
play with them in July.
Sorry, time is a flat circle, and my head is as well.
Be sure.
Excuse
Yeah.
me. I'm trying not to laugh because I will just start choking and
Coughing.
wheezing. So here's something that's interesting. Uh, we have a couple references to other holiday moments
Hmm.
that happen in this winter solstice space. Let's talk about that. Like, how can you, because you can't always be sure what people celebrate, but you also like
Hmm.
people may want to get down and say, yes, let's have a gingerbread, sort of themed emergency of some sort. But there's a world of people out there, and sort of making M&M accessible and engaging can oftentimes mean incorporating the holidays people celebrate. Alex,
Oh
did you
man.
have anybody that was, say, celebrated Hanukkah um, or observed Hanukkah or you know any of the other
Hmm.
sort of
Uh,
holidays?
Not in this particular adventure, but we do. Aaron is a member of our USP group, and he is Jewish. He celebrates Hanukkah. Um, and I have asked him a couple of times to give me advice for how to observe that holiday or how Jewish people react to certain things. Particularly because I had a funeral scene for a Jewish character that was not handled the way the Jewish people would handle things like that. So
Hmm.
I took that advice
I
and I
love that.
ran, yeah, and I apologized.
That's great. Well, not wanting to be inclusive and not understanding how all that works in this space is understandable, and I love that. A course
Hmm.
correction is really all that is required, right? And
Mhm.
an observation and listening and shifting. And Nicholas, good to see you, my friend. Says, "Wow, Kenson's looking nice with the haircut."
Thank you.
Yes. So the Steve Kenson haircut fans are
No,
in
see,
chat.
but Alex has the beard.
Looking,
Can't
oh,
match
I
that.
like this. Alex looking good with the beautiful beard.
I
Nicholas, you're just
appreciate
you're
that.
just full of all kinds of compliments today, and I appreciate it. It's a gift.
Hmm.
I
Handle
will say
festivities.
Nate is on to something that's going on in the Christmas game I'm running right now.
With the
Um,
Hmm.
beautiful beard.
No, the Elven Union Revolution. Because on the one
Oh.
hand, I asked about Christmas spirit and lessons and stuff like that, but on the other hand, I was like, the North Pole is a company town, and I hate capitalism.
Right.
I
So, like,
love it,
Santa Claus has all the
especially
elves. He gives them Kringles every week that they've got to use at the company store, and he keeps them in company
that
housing. And
excessive
it's just,
crony
Some
capitalism. Yeah,
some lessons
yeah.
are unexpected.
Hmm.
that's no free
Hmm.
market.
And I think Claude raises a good point that
Looking
you
beautiful.
can
Oh,
do holiday themed game sessions that are just based around the characters' personal lives,
oh
and
yeah.
just like how do they celebrate the holidays? Just do some little slice of life type stuff. Of what they do in their regular lives. Does the team get together? Do they socialize such that they get together and have like a holiday party?
Mhm.
How do they celebrate in their personal lives? It doesn't have to be a giant crisis adventure either.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. It could be. I could also imagine the uh, the holiday stress of being a superhero, and then also you got the your day job
Hmm.
holiday Christmas party where you're supposed to bring a white elephant gift and you've got to get over there and there's something going on at the
Yeah,
mall and you got to grab the thing and then your partner wants this and then villainy.
right.
That's super super fun.
Absolutely. And
Pope
you can
brings
always
up
break it up with, some simple little encounters. It doesn't have to be, it can be your favorite jobber villain decides to knock over, the local department store on Christmas Eve. It doesn't have to be, a giant, thing of, the scheme of some master villain kind of a thing.
right,
It's
yeah.
a villain trying to get the one hot toy for their like nephew.
Right? That's a classic.
Right.
It turns out the villain is trying to get that last toy for their kid, you know,
It's an action figure of the hero who shows up to stop them.
right?
That's awesome. That is so funny and
No, I
how
know, Turbo
embarrassing.
Man. I know. Just let me have this, and I'll
Right?
get out of your
Right?
face.
I mean, I don't approve of my kid playing with this, but they really, really want it.
That is funny. I could almost see this situation, this scenario where you've got a reformed villain who is just trying to stay on the straight and narrow, and maybe they
Right?
were part of the one of the trios of Bad Santa's elves,
Hmm.
and
But
they're
they've just had
working
one too many department store doors slammed in their faces.
one too
That's just
many
the last
candy
straw.
cane. Yeah, exactly. I love it. And they go Christmas rageful. I like that.
Yep.
I wanted to bring up. This is a really great suggestion as it relates to someone who you're playing with that has that comes from another religion or celebrates differently.
Mhm.
Pope says, someone who had a Jewish player PC at the table for my holiday adventure as a DM, you can always say, tell me what that looks like, bud, and save yourself a lot of trouble. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it's also nice to know, I think, just for, education, just like you'd know anything else. But I think that's what's beautiful about meeting some masterminds, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
hey, it's 1:31 a.m. Sorry, Mike.
Jonesy talks about the, sort of the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. And I know we did in Dollface's backstory of all places, talking about her role as Chase Adams' imaginary friend as a kid. That there was definitely a Christmas Carol like scenario with the Adam family over one Christmas involving some corrupt billionaire or something. And it must have been one of those Christmas stories with the Adam kids pretending to be hauntings or the like to try and like scare this person into compassion,
Ghosts don't scare rich people enough anymore.
right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we rely a little too much on ghosts for that, but
Mm.
Yeah, they're really notoriously hard to work with, ghosts in general. I do
and
like
I know that Apuk mentioned, although it wasn't necessarily written as such, Cold Day in Midtown does, of course, make a great winter-themed adventure because of all the ice and snow.
I'm reading some of this stuff. We are doing some deep cuts in here, and I love it. Let's see.
I want to go back to that Christmas, like the gingerbread story.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining Quirk turning all of the heroes into gingerbread people.
Into
and the
gingerbread people.
Yeah, and the existential crisis of living in a gingerbread world.
Right.
Yeah. Needs to be pretty flat.
Because is a gingerbread man made of house, or is a house made of gingerbread man?
Oh,
right.
good question. Yeah. And what is the enemy? Moisture?
The milk monster.
The milk monster.
Right.
The milkman.
The Dunkinator. I like that. Where everyone is so delicious.
So delicious.
Much like this chat room. This is some good stuff, everybody. I do also want to call attention to a couple links that we'll tweet out. Holidays, they come but once a year, but they seem to be stretched out over a couple weeks. So we'll share links to all these good things on our socials.
And if you want to get somebody like Quirk involved in gift giving holidays, you can always get into the the unfortunately well-intended notion of giving everybody exactly what they want for the holidays. Everyone gets a wish, that Quirk is going to fulfill, and that could go sideways really fast.
Oh yeah,
as the heroes have to explain why you can't actually give everybody what they want for the holidays.
That's right.
But I thought we were supposed to do that.
Some people want horrible things.
Imagine a random table where it was, things that are just like, I wish you would shut up. Or, I wish that this, like just these offhanded things that they may have said, and that you have players roll, a D20 to see what that random stupid wish was that they made that comes true all of a sudden that they have to contend with. That's hilarious. A cookie monster would be an obvious threat for
yes, that's true.
Absolutely. I like this. Nicholas says, am I the only one who's had his players search for Santa's amnesiac reindeers? Reindeers? Sure, reindeers.
That's what's up.
That's a new one.
Peanut butter monster. Delicious. Monstrous. I like this. You take the story of Babes in Toyland and you turn it into a slower chat window, and you turn it into where there's an evil villain creating human replicas, actually using humans to make toys, very much like the black hole from Disney. Yeah. Forgot about black hole.
Yeah,
that was
John Polajok mentions Mr. Infamy basically pulling that trick. And here's a fun bit of random Earth Prime trivia that I don't think I've ever mentioned. I actually established in my campaign that Mr. Infamy is actually powerless on Christmas. It's actually the one time of the year that he can't mess with things, and he actually has to plan his schemes very carefully around that.
Interesting schemes to perhaps bridge that.
Just gonna make a note about an astonishing adventure real quick.
I love it. Gingerbread man. I'm tired of living in this cookie cutter world. Excuse me. It's making me laugh. I'm choking to death. I'm going to mute myself for just a moment.
Indeed, Sean. The whole scenario of Crisis on Christmas was that he intervened with Desperia and was using her as an agent on Christmas time, but had to do it before.
Crisis on Christmas, which
is
it was linked.
Yeah, indeed, a free adventure available on our website. Speaking of which, if you want to meet some Masterminds adventure where your player characters get to meet Santa.
Claude, you did land a crit on me. I'm still recovering.
I
As
almost
per
met
the.
Santa on Saturday, but it turned out it was just Mordu, the Lord of Chaos.
Oh no! What do you sit on?
Not his lap. I tried to punch him in the
Mm-mm.
face, but he was too quick for my Kryptonian hands. Where
I
roll
see.
20 was making me roll a d10 instead of a d20 because I couldn't roll above like double digits all night. It was horrible.
That's that's the way I ended up playing it. My game, John, was that Mr. Infamy's Christmas vulnerability is a chance for the characters to defeat him if they wanted, because I didn't want to have the character be so frustrating that they could never beat him. If they could only thwart his schemes, but he would always get away. That tends to get kind of frustrating after a while. So I liked the notion that he had some kind of a weakness.
I like that. Yeah. I also so let's think about some unconventional holiday opportunities.
Hades tries to steal Mr. Infamy's powers on Christmas is going in my notes.
Right?
I like it. Claude says imprisoning someone on Christmas. I mean,
What is this, America?
Right?
I do like the sound of the revolution when it's coming out of your mouth, Alex. I
Yeah.
do indeed.
I mean, there's all kinds of winter solstice holidays. So you can do a lot of fun research with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like uh Merry Christmas and Crimson's Zooms.
I mean, I think that just the notion that there's such a concentration of holidays in this one sort of space would be just fun for holiday themed villains like Doc Holliday to see how many of them they could exploit, in a
Mm-hmm.
whole like line.
I love that. Imagine there's a bunch of villains who are like playing a game of holiday bingo.
Right?
How many tropes can they fire off?
Off at once.
That's phenomenal. Oh, Krampus. Yeah, Krampus is the best.
Krampus, great
Mm-hmm.
holiday themed villain.
Yeah, I do like Krampus. Sean Duggan says Cyber
Although,
Demon pulls a sneakers and donates multiple corporate coffers to charity. Do the heroes even stop him?
mhm,
I like that.
yeah, that gets into the whole, Christmas Carol theme scenario. What happens if a, group of vigilantes or villains decide that they're going to, rob from the rich and give to the poor? What are the heroes going to do about it?
I do also like that notion of what happens, a world where you didn't exist.
Oh yeah, you can do the whole "It's a Wonderful Life"
Mm-hmm.
scenario.
Yeah, I like that. A pyrokinetic called Candelabra. Sure. Winter
Yeah.
solstice and ice fae try
I
to
mean,
flash freeze cities which do not normally get snow.
It could
sure,
be a fun modification of a cold day in Midtown. If you swap the
yeah,
villains out for Fey villains.
yep.
Yeah,
You
that
can
was
get
a
the whole winter
recommendation.
solstice scenario of, will the sun actually be reborn? Or, is this scheme to create eternal night and eternal winter, going to triumph over the world?
Oh, here's a classic. Green Man animates all the Christmas trees to rise up and destroy the butchers. Yeah, yeah.
Right. Yes, because the Christmas tree, industry every year is just responsible for a mass slaughter.
Mm-hmm.
Green Man won't stand for that.
Absolutely.
Christmas trees all take a human skeleton to put up in their house.
I like it.
See how you like having tinsel on you, dry bones.
That's right. You're looking too dry. Perfect. Yeah, indeed. I do like that, Nicholas. Let's see. I'm looking here. Oh, this is interesting too. Nicholas says random situation. A villain has trapped souls in the ornaments of the city's Christmas tree that was placed on a ley line nexus. An archer
Mm-hmm.
marksman must shoot the ornaments off. If only we had an archer, but we
Right.
don't. Let's see. Jump
All,
Logic
all
says,
kinds of great ideas in the chat.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a Viking supervillain Red Teeth Sven is laying low in Freedom City when the bearded, burly bad guy is recruited to serve as Santa in a parade. He decides to make it more of a Yule celebration with some
Hmm.
celebratory pillaging to get.
Right? Why does Santa have an axe?
Yeah, exactly. This is good stuff.
Here's the issue: there are so many good Christmas and holiday story ideas, but there's only so much time to play during this time of
Hmm.
year.
Well, that's
Yeah.
another great thing you could do is to do a special themed version of our Into the Idiot Box adventure that is all holiday themed shows and specials,
I'm doing that on Wednesday, surprisingly, Steve.
Fun.
where
I like
Quirk
that.
learns the true meaning of the holiday spirit through all of our bad television specials.
Oh
Mhm.
gosh, there's so many bad ones. I love that. Super fun. And so, we've got plenty of existing villains,
Hmm.
plenty of space within the entirety of the library of mutants and mastermind. I mean, like there's winter adventures, there's icy excursions. I mean, there's even stuff in space that you can do.
Yes, as Jonesy
Mhm.
mentions, we can do our own version of Wiki Life Day if we want.
What is Life Day?
It's a reference to the Star Wars holiday special
I see.
for folks
Yes.
who have had that unique experience.
It's the
It is a
first
special one.
appearance of Boba Fett.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes,
right. Yeah, yeah. And Grandma Wookie or Grandpa Wookie or Grandma and Grandpa Wookie.
right?
It's
Hmm.
been a while
Yep.
since I've seen that. Hard to find online right now. The claymation. Oh, I was thinking about that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of the claymation. I still really enjoy those quite a bit. Um,
Yep.
and Nicholas says, after the gruesome death of a popular yet frugal industrialist, the PCs must find and stop a new villain calling himself Scrooge Slayer. I see.
Right.
And be Arthur and Art Carney. Yeah, that's right. Though pedant hat on the that was a Thanksgiving special. Yeah, I think a holiday special, right? I mean, you can
Hmm.
incorporate some Thanksgiving in there maybe if you want. Um,
Christmas has
though
already taken
Sean,
so much from Thanksgiving.
Right.
right?
You know.
True,
Well,
very
if you even
true.
want to get into, the sort of metaphorical dream planes or other sorts of things, you can get into the literal, like the war on Christmas. What about Christmases encroaching upon Thanksgiving? You
Hmm.
know,
Right? Yeah.
the western front of this war has been fought for, on Christmas's side for years.
And you never leave any money for Valentine's Day.
Imagine just going to like that forest of trees that Jack Skellington goes to in The Nightmare Before Christmas, and just going into different holidays.
Hmm.
I love that. I do love that. I do love sort of or a spiritual embodiment of the various holidays, just duking it out. Just like, you
Yep.
know what? Oh, you think that the war on Christmas, like we're gonna really, cause all kinds of problems.
This is the
Yep.
war from Christmas.
That's
Oh yeah,
right.
Claude talks about you can set up a time loop, and it's always Christmas. Every day is Christmas.
I dig that. Turn off Christmas. You're killing me, Christmas. Um, All right, I love this. Okay, so in knitting some of these ideas together, what are some structural things to consider? What are some notions that GMs or players want to kind of keep in their bag of tricks as they're unleashing all of this Christmas fun on unsuspecting people
Hmm.
or suspecting, as it were.
I think it's important to remember that all of these holidays have a lot of cultural shorthand that you can lean on to do interesting things with,
Mm,
from a concept point of view. Like, everybody knows the tropes, everybody knows the characters involved. How can you make it an interesting twist on things?
Hmm.
What can you lean on those things? Like, if Santa Claus shows up, is he going to behave the way that Santa Claus always behaves, or do you have your own version of Santa Claus that's a little bit different or completely deconstructed from the myth? And using that familiarity to your advantage will do a lot of good things for you as a
Hmm.
GM.
Yep, I agree. I think Alex, raised a great idea in terms of just asking the players for their input in terms of what do your characters think about the holidays? What holidays do they celebrate? What sort of personal journey do you want your character to go on as a result of this? Uh, can give you a lot of great material to work with.
I love this. Raymond mentions the supervillain Christmas food, a supervillain with Christmas food for weapons. Um, I don't see gravy on the list, but
Thank God.
you know. But
That's
our friend
shocking.
Owen, yeah,
If somebody throws gravy on me, I give up. That is the end of the fight.
you're like, I'm
They just
done.
win.
You're just mad. You're just like your hero is just
That's my
walking out
kryptonite.
all damp caped. I'm over this. I'm going home.
But I think that Pope makes the point. What we were talking about earlier is that one of the big things about a sort of holiday story is the heart, is the emotional element to
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And I think
And
leaning into that is fun. I think
yeah,
it is
absolutely.
yeah, it's fun, and it also just I think that we can be so jaded sometimes and kind of lean into the capitalism and et cetera, et
Mhm.
cetera.
Mhm.
It's
But
a great
sometimes,
it's a great setting for young heroes to be involved too.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
sometimes, yeah, embracing that can be just a really fun way for a family to get together and play some superhero stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, very true.
I dig that. I also dig that Raymond. We've got one of our dear friends, Owen Casey Stevens, does I'm not sure, over the past few years has done a sort of a cavalcade of monsters that were inspired by
Hmm.
food,
Yes.
um, which I think has some, sort of some loose connection to Gravy Squatch. A horrible turducken kaiju. Yeah, yeah. Um,
Is
let's
that a
see.
kaiju where if you beat the outer layer, a second layer comes out that's
There's
a little
another
smaller?
kaiju inside of that, and another one inside of that.
Yeah. Do the little ones come out as sort of a reaction, a sort of an anger, sort of like a skunk, but it's a smaller chicken that it's kind of poops out at you?
Hmm.
A Russian nesting doll villain would be very annoying.
Right.
Yes. I like how Alex like, oh, what an awful that would be so annoying making notes.
Yep.
Keeping that in the idea bank for people who play in your future games. Let's see, a festive kaiju nesting doll of meat and pain. Ay, ay, ay. That's too
Right.
meaty. Russian nesting kaijus. Yeah, yeah. They would be
Ah, yes,
Russian.
Godzilla ski. He's a good friend of mine. Oh, I killed
Uh,
Troy.
right.
You've
Oh
killed
no.
me. You've killed me. Each time you
Right.
beat the nesting doll, the next one
Yes.
is smaller but
Smaller
stronger.
but stronger. Yes. Right.
That is Godzillowski. Yeah, I love this. It's all good stuff.
Yep.
Hey, a couple quick questions. When I look at we have 10 minutes left. This has been a holiday jaunt
Hmm.
that I've enjoyed, even being ill as I am. A question that I've got is: are we doing a December game? Did we already do one? Where am I? What happened? Is this? What month is it?
What is even
Um,
happening?
we've got some Patreon stuff to do. I think we might want to sit down and plan, but I wanted to share
Hmm.
this idea that came from the Patreon real quick, and that is um, John Frum says, any chance for the noir heroes or villains to be updated to third edition? Hmm,
It's a good possibility.
yeah, absolutely.
It's a,
Since we
it's
are, I think we're pretty near out of crooks.
Yeah.
We might have
Pretty near.
squeezed every crook
No,
out
then
of the
we'd have to look
crick.
at something to do next, and noir is a good possibility.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so if you are hanging out over there on Patreon, or you would like to, to influence what we do, share some thoughts, some ideas, friends. What do you want to see there? And we'll find some way to make it an event so people can all share their thoughts. But yeah, I thought that new R idea was kind of clever.
I've definitely got Noir on the brain with our 1930s home game that we're playing behind the scenes, and
Mm-hmm.
my Titan City stuff I'm working on. So
Nice. A very
it's a
noir
possibility.
holiday is no wait. Yeah. I love a noir holiday. Um, we still need the Hero High exchange kits.
Oh, there's a deep cut.
Yeah, a real deep
Yeah,
cut.
you need to dig up that file somewhere.
We do indeed. So yeah. So you know what we'll do is we'll put our heads together and we'll talk about sort of the schedule for the Patreon coming up next. But that'll
Mm-hmm.
include some dev chatty fun stuff. I know that we are adding some VTT elements to the Patreon, which folks should
Mm-hmm.
get very excited about.
Yes.
And in addition, some more games, some more fun, some
Mm-hmm.
more actual plays.
The new year should be a great time for folks to check it out.
Now, here's a thought. What if we invited someone that isn't sort of the usual suspect? Which, when I say usual suspect, I think of like a Pook or
Mm-hmm.
some of our. But what if we have someone run a game for us?
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, where someone from the Patreon runs a game for us. RC says more VT gets another ooh from me. Nice. That's 2 oohs so far, I believe. If I'm
We
counting
are
correctly.
hard at work at more VTT stuff, RC. And by we, I
Plenty.
mean mainly Jonesy. But
That's right. Well, I mean, honestly, a Pook
yeah,
is
and a
doing a
Pook.
lot of that M&M work. But it is a team effort to be sure. But then again, there is also more ooze to come across the board beyond
Yep.
Mutants and Masterminds.
Lots of
So,
ooze. And Oz, even.
yeah.
A couple of Oz.
I was
Right.
gonna say you might want to bank some Oz, because and some like and that cute, not like shucks. Ornon says if you ever have a game with custom characters enabled, I would be totally on that.
I think with a little advance warning, that's something we could do.
Yeah.
I'd be open to doing that possibly for the January actual play.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And of course, under the wire in the last few minutes of the stream is the request for the Vigilantes Handbook update.
Sean, I have received the turnover from all the freelancers, and I am just organizing everything. And it is the first thing on my plate to get done. So it is coming soon.
Yes.
CRTM.
There you go. A great question, Sean, but one entirely Sean-like in its nature and delivery, and appreciated. So what's going on with you guys? Well, let's start with Steve. Steve, what do you have cooking in the world of Montfrere Kenson?
Oh gosh, it's kind of winding down as we head down into our holiday break. Getting my various assignments wrapped up, and I just did some stuff for our upcoming Cthulhu Awakens product. We've got a whole bunch of stuff in the works coming for that soon. Both the stuff that funded on the Kickstarter and beyond that. And other than that, still working on some Twilight Accord stuff as well. And Alex and I are talking about Mutants and Masterminds for the year to come.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Alex, now you've got all kinds of holiday fun stuff that people can kind of tune into and check out.
Troy, you went away and the music started.
Did I go away? Am I back?
Yeah,
Nope,
you're back
you're back.
now.
I don't know. I mean, I know why the music started because I went a little Christmas miracle, but
Tonight, I am running an adventure called Are You Ready to Bumble, where our heroes are going to be ambushed by a number of abominable snowmen as they continue their search for the missing, presumed dead Santa Claus. And they might get the chance to meet the legendary Holly Jollyvich, the leader of the elf organization known as the Coalition for the Organization of Artisanal Laborers, aka COLE. Wednesday.
Like it. Yeah. Now say,
And
say it again. It's the
the Coalition for the Organization of Artisanal Laborers.
Artisanal laborers.
but you named that character something.
North Pole Local 101.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. I see.
Holly Jolly Vitch is her name.
Mm-hmm.
Holly Jolly Bitch.
Holly Jolly Vitch.
There's a V in there.
Bitch with a V. Got you. Because I was like, you just stole my drag name. RC says just enough time for my obligatory request for the Magna Force to get some love on Patreon because I'd love to see the mech rules play out. All right. Duly noted, RC.
I'm making a note, RC.
All right.
Duly noted.
Also on Wednesday, I am running a Into the Christmas Idiot Box adventure for another Mutants and Mastermind special where a number of heroes from across our Earth Prime tabletop universe will be pulled into various Hallmark and Claymation and other Christmas specials. It's gonna be great.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. And so to find that, they're going to want to head over to
Twitch.tv/Untold Stories Project.
Beauty, friends, beauty. There is a link in chat as well into the gift box. Funny stuff. Well, with that, I say to everyone, I believe I think we have one more program before the holiday break.
I believe we do.
I think it's a holiday party themed kind of thing, and I think we'll do something fun. Something fun and holiday themed, and maybe more. Maybe we'll invite some special guests on. Maybe we'll do an advent of guests, an adventure calendar, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. But until then, friends, have a great rest of your week. We won't be on for Thursday. Thursday is gonna take a little breather for the new year, and we're gonna a little hiatus. We're gonna come back retooled and ready to rumble in the new year. But Mutants and Masterminds continues apace. And of course, if you got questions, you got ideas, you've got compliments, post them as a response to this video, for Pete's sake, and we'll ignore it there. Doesn't have to be in our email to ignore. No, we pay attention to that stuff. Hey, friends, I know that there are, it looks like about 4,000 of you right now. 40,000 of you, sorry. I don't know.
Wow.
Across the multiverse now, of course. Stop what you're doing. Take a look at where you are. Are you on Facebook? Are you on YouTube? Are you on Twitter? I guess sort of. Twitter's kind of a weird one because there's not really. I mean, you can give some hearts or something, but it's not. It's just it's a weird stream, and we know it. Or you're over on Twitch. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're following us. Give us a like. Give us a Christmas, well wish. Say, ask a good question. But make sure if there's a thumb, if there's a star, if there is a whatever weight and measure is on your particular social media platform, give us all of it. We want them all. And with that, I say unto everybody, good day. Thank you, Steve and Alex. We'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
I do miss Dunder. Were you barking?
Me too. I was thinking that really hard.